Today's movie news headlines includes The Quiet Place 2 blows In the Heights out of the water in the weekend's box office. Okay, well, we'll take a look at the weekend's box office numbers. I'm intrigued to see what happened. And, we have some live action Little Mermaid photos from the set. It's not much, guys. It's not going to spoil much, but we'll talk about that. And over the weekend, Ned Beatty passed on at the age of 83. We're going to take a look at some of his roles and remember him. And that'll be the show today. It's not a whole bunch of movie news shows or news that broke today, so we'll just try to get through it and we'll go from there. Remember, all of these news stories can be found in timecodes in the description, comment section, and on that bar on YouTube. All right, let's get into the weekend's box office report. Okay, guys, here it is from Box Office Mojo. The top 5 are: number 1, A Quiet Place 2 with 11.6 million. Number 2 was In the Heights with 11.4 million. Number 3 was Peter Rabbit 2, The Runaway at 10.4 million. I didn't even realize that movie came out. Number 4 was The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It was number 10. And rounding out the number 5 spot was Cruella with 6.7 million. Okay, so there were some other new releases that came out that we'll just quickly go over here because I've never heard of them. And if I've never heard of them, odds are you guys haven't heard of them. No offense. Okay, so The House Next Door, Meet the Blacks was number 7. Meet the Blacks 2 with 1 million. Well, it made 1 million. Queen Bees was 9 with 300,000, and 11 was Mighty Orphans. So these are probably lower budget indie films. I don't mean any disrespect by saying I don't know what they are or what you know what they are. Maybe you do. Maybe you are here in the rare chance that you are a Mighty Orphans fan and you wanted to know what the box office numbers are. Well, it made $254,000 at the weekend's box office. But that's not where we're here today. We're going to look at the top 5 and we're going to take a look at A Quiet Place 2. Okay, guys. So I look at the numbers and they only tell you the domestic take. I always like to take both the domestic and international numbers into account because it always lets me know how well it is actually performing, because the international numbers most of the times, not most of the times, but sometimes it is bigger than the domestic numbers. But here we can see that the domestic take so far was $108.9 million and internationally $90 million. So worldwide, $199 million for A Quiet Place 2. That's just stellar. And when we go back and look at the take between first and second, well, it's not really blown out of the water. I guess I over exaggerated, but you got to remember, A Quiet Place 2 is now in its third weekend now, or they say it's second, but it came out early for some people. It came out differently internationally too. So you got to take it into account that this is the first weekend for In the Heights, and it didn't crack the A Quiet Place 2's third weekend's numbers. And remember, in the third week of a movie's release, the numbers dropped drastically. And to see that A Quiet Place 2 is still holding on to that, yeah, I could spin that into saying that it blew it out of the water. But talking about In the Heights, well, guys, I know that this was also dropped on a streaming service too, right? I think. And okay, so it hasn't had any international release. It's a musical. Usually musicals don't fare all that high unless it's really, really stellar. Or if you're talking about the indie market, then those movies, they fare a whole lot better. And those numbers don't get addressed here for some reason. They should. But okay, In the Heights. Guys, did you go out and see this weekend? Of course, my theaters are still closed, so I haven't been able to go and see anything. I'm just like pulling my hair out. I want to see A Quiet Place Part 2 so bad. I'm hoping this weekend it'll be open. They're slowly opening things up in phases. If not this week, hopefully next weekend. But In the Heights, 11.4 million. I think that's not going to be what the studios really wanted to see in return. It's getting sort of good of word of mouth, buzz-wise. People who've seen it said that they really enjoyed it. I don't know what it's about. Is there a synopsis here, guys? A film version of the Broadway musical in which Usnavi, a sympathetic New York bodega owner, saves every penny every day as he imagines and sings about a better life. Okay, so it's a poor guy makes good at the end of the movie kind of story, right? A feel-good story. but it's musical, and people just weren't going for it. They still wanted some Quiet Place 2 action. But I didn't realize that Peter Rabbit 2 was also opening up this weekend. It had larger numbers internationally, obviously, because when we looked at the domestic slate, it lists at 10.4 million there in third spot, but internationally it's 68.3 million. So that's why I always take a look at the international numbers here. Peter Rabbit 2. Now I saw the first movie. I wasn't really anticipating a second one. I didn't know what they could do with it. But I guess it made 10.4 million in the domestic market, but it made 57.9 million. In the international market, because I think it released overseas, and they seem to really dig it in the UK, right? Is that where I'm guessing that it made most of its money? Let me know in the comments below if you know exactly why. But it's also a kids movie, and I'm surprised that didn't do a whole lot better than the musical for some reason. Kids movies will get a lot more traffic than an adult musical. But we'll keep our eye on that one and see what's going on. Number 4 spot was The Conjuring, so that's still moving along nicely, even though that it's gone down. Domestically, it's 43.8 million. Internationally, it's 68 for 111.8 million worldwide. And I think the budget for The Conjuring was only like 55 million, right? So it's doubled its budget. Taking everything into account with the box office draw and marketing and all that stuff, it's probably just broken even. Maybe a little bit on the plus side there. So that's cool. And Cruella is hanging in there with the 5th spot. Now, it dropped down a bit, right? Because last week, what was Cruella last week? Cruella was 3rd last week. But I'm glad that that's still moving along. That's why they're greenlighting a sequel, guys. It made 56 million domestically, 7.3 internationally, with 129.3 million overall. That's why you're going to get a Cruella sequel. Who knows what they can do with it? I'm not going to get into that here because we already have talked about that. But Cruella bringing in the top 5 spot. What did you guys think about the weekend's box office numbers? Did anything jump out at you? Let me know in the comments below. And with that being said, let's talk about that Little Mermaid story. The Little Mermaid set photos bring first look at Halle Bailey at Disney's Ariel. Now, I had to closely make sure that I pronounce that as Halle Bailey, because I'm obviously familiar with Halle Berry, right? Everybody would say Halle Berry, but Halle Bailey, I don't know too much about her work, guys. I guess she's from TV. She's done just a bunch of something called Grownish. I didn't really look her up. I think that, guys, it's just set photos that we're going to look at. And Jonah Hauer-King, who plays Prince Eric. So we'll take a look at this that came in over the Twitter from somebody handle called the Little Mermaid Live Action Remake. So if you want to go and take a look at these photos in greater detail, it doesn't spoil anything here, guys. Look at that Twitter handle, Mermaid Remake. And there she is in a wetsuit, and obviously it's going to be on like a CG set background. They're on the beach there. Let's see if we can blow that up a little bit. Okay, so yeah, I mean, come on. You're not seeing much. It doesn't look like she's got the signature red hair, though. It's just her normal hair, I guess. But who knows? Maybe they can change that in post. They do that quite a bit. They did that for Warcraft. They changed even somebody's skin tone for that. So yeah, they can change hair color in post. But there she is with that dude on the beach. Is that Jonah Hauer-King? And it looks like maybe her hair is going to be like CG'd in afterwards, because it looks like she's got a cap on of some kind. So that's interesting. Or maybe that's just rehearsal. Who knows? Guys, that's what I mean here, is that it's not spoiling much. But a Little Mermaid live action remake is underway. And this Jonah Hauer-King is going to be the token stud playing Prince Eric. I've never really partaked of the Little Mermaid show, so guys, I don't know too much about the mythos and the lore. But let me know what you think about some of these photos, some of the casting. Does it work for you? Is it not working for you? Remembering Ned Beatty from Deliverance to Network to Nashville, he found the soul of every character. Ned Beatty passed on this weekend, guys, at the age of 83. He was, well, it was told to us that it was natural causes. So it was just, his time. That's what happens when you get up there. Not everybody's expected to make it to their 90s and 100s. It's actually normal. But the guy, that's a good photo of him, had some really iconic roles that I'll go over some of my favorite right now. One was obviously Deliverance. And it's weird that it just came up over the weekend. I was on a live stream talking, not my live stream, I was just chatting in somebody else's live stream, Jake Cart's Arts channel. He does a lot of movie reaction stuff, and the topic of Deliverance came up. It's weird how this happens. This is how life speaks to you. And we were talking about Deliverance, and of course, Ned Beatty there is with a stellar cast, Ronnie Cox, John Voight, and Burt Reynolds. And they put on a clinic masterclass of acting in this movie. And it has some canoeing in it. It's really stellar. It's got some really far out twists that you guys won't see coming in. It's just like, I can't believe they did that. It's so bleak. It's one of my favorite performances by him. And it's a movie that everybody, I think, has to see once in their life. Everybody recognizes him as the second-hand man to Lex Luthor in the Superman movies, Gene Hackman's Lex Luthor. In the Christopher Reeves Superman movies, he played Otis. I think everybody will kindly remember Otisburg. That brings back good memories. I'm grateful for what he's done. So we're going to take a look at the IMDb here now, just to look at some of other roles that he's done, some things that may jump out at us. Oh, that's a good picture of him right there. Okay, so he's had a lot of 165 acting credits, and he was working right up to 2013. He was also in some other movies at Charlie Wilson's War, Shooter, The Walker. Guys, this guy's resume is just brilliant. And he was a character actor. He could just fit into anything. He had a lot of range. That's what I would say. Ned Beatty had a lot of range. He was on Roseanne. Okay, I didn't know that. The Boys. Not The Boys that currently. This was a different show, The Boys. Guys, he's just, wow, a lot of stuff there that I wanted to go back to the earlier stuff and see if anything else jumped at Midnight Crossing. Okay, Rolling Vengeance. Wasn't he in Cool Hand? No, he wasn't in Cool Hand Luke, was he? I'm thinking of a whole bunch of other movies that he might have been in. Let's go back to the beginning, and we'll start there, because this goes back a long... Okay, so Deliverance was one of his first roles. Wow. He was on Walton's White Gunsmoke. Cool. So, guys, Nashville. Yeah, that was mentioned. He was in Nashville. Network. Obviously, a lot of people will recognize him from Network, because that was a well-recognized movie. Guys, Superman, there we go. No, I was thinking of somebody else for that Cool Hand Luke movie. But anyway, guys, what did you think about Ned Beatty's career? I just want to let you know that his resume, his contributions to society, his works, Ned Beatty, you will be remembered. So that's the way that it's been today in the realm of movie news. Let me know what you thought about some of these stories in the comments below, and we'll talk about it. Guys, if you are a fan of this kind of show, I do it pretty much every day around 12 to 12:30, depending on how quickly I can get the show together. If you like trailer reactions, subscribe to the channel. If you like Loki, I've just started the Loki series, reactions and reviews. We'll be doing that. I'll also do some other shows that you may like. Look down in the descriptions for these kinds of things. That's it. You're watching Mirror Domains. If you've liked what you've seen, please hit that thumbs up button and subscribe right there.